What's up mga kamundi? It's Alan dyan. Alan dyan ka na naman. Ba't di ko maiwasang tumingin sa iyong liwanag? Nadarang na naman sa iyong apoy, handang masaktan kung kinakailangan. So in this video guys, I'm going to explain and demonstrate how switches work. A switch is a statement that allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. So if you find yourself in the situation where using a lot of if statements back to back, it's probably more efficient to use a switch statement instead. There are different data types that we can use to test for equality within a switch. A switch works with a byte, short, character, and integer in primitive data types. It also works with enumerated types, discussed in enum types, the string class, and a few special classes that wrap certain primitive types, like again the character, byte, short, and integer, discussed in numbers and strings. If there's a match, we can display a custom message. So let's say string subject equals computer programming, then semicolon, and we will create a switch to see if our subject equals a certain subject. So this is how we create a switch: open and close parentheses, then a set of curly braces. Within the parentheses, we are going to list the value or the variable we would like to test for equality against a listing of cases. So our first case would be English 3. System.out.println. This is what we are comparing, our value or variable. We are going to compare this variable to our case. So type the word case followed by the value colon, and if there is a match, what we would like to do. So I would like to perform a println statement that states it is English 3 time. And it is important to add a keyword break. So we break out of the switch and continue on with the rest of our code. So let's create another case of English 4. System.out.println. It is English 4 time. Then semicolon. Then put a break. So I'm going to copy and paste, change the English 4 to computer programming, and I will print it is computer programming time. So I'm going to repeat this process a few times, and it's done. I have a case for each subject in CP12A1, English 3, English 4, computer programming, computer hardware servicing, social science 2, physical education 3, research 2, and entrepreneurship. And I have a corresponding println statement for each subject. It is English 3 time, it is English 4 time, so on and so forth. So with our string of subject, we are going to place this within the switch statement to compare for equality against a list of values. One by one is our switch is going to evaluate our subject against each case. If there is a match, it's going to perform this subset of code. If there is no match, it's going to continue down to the next case and check to see if these values are equal. So let's going to test it. Currently our subject is set to computer programming. So this should display it is computer programming time. Alright, so next, let's change this to entrepreneurship, and this will display it is entrepreneurship time. Alright, this is why it is very important to have these breaks after each case. So I'm going to get rid this for demonstration and show you why this is important. So if we're going to run this again, this time we do not have those breaks. As soon as there is a matching case, we will perform the subset code as well as subset of code that comes after our matching case. So that's why it's important these breaks will after each case within our switch. So what if there is no match? Let's say our subject is equal to cell phone. Subject is equal to cell phone, which is not a subject, but honestly it really should be. Well, it will basically just do nothing. So one thing that we could do is add default colon. If there is no match, what do we want to do? System.out.println that is not a subject. So let's try this again. If there is no match within our switch, we will perform whatever is set within the default case, which displays cell phone is not a subject. So that's all what a switch is. It allows a variable or another value to be tested for equality against a list of values. If you find yourself in a situation where using a lot of if statements, it might be better to use a switch instead. So that's all about switches. Please be sure to smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace out!